Now that the application is downloaded, let's go ahead and install it. Double-click on the file application, Git 2.3.1 or whatever version you have, to begin the installation. When you receive the pop-up, it's asking whether or not you really want to install the application. Go ahead and click Yes. Next, you can either skim over or skip reading the general public license. You can likely do this later on if you want. For now, I'm going to skip it and click Next. Then I'm going to leave the installation directory as the default directory. And I'm going to do one additional feature for select components. I'm going to say Add to Desktop, just so I can see that it installed when it's done. I'm going to click Next, and then pretty much like I said, leave everything at the default. For this window, click Next. For choosing your default editor used by Git, Vim is great. Click Next. Adjusting the name of the initial branch, let's go ahead and let Git decide. Click Next. Adjusting your path environment. I'm going to go ahead and go with the recommended version and click Next. Choosing HTTPS Transport Backend. Again, stick with the default. OpenSSL is used across all operating systems. Next, go ahead, leave the default. You're more than welcome to change the format, but if you're not an advanced user, keep it at the default. Click Next. Use M or min_tty. This is good as well. Click Next. And then go ahead, like it states, leave it at the default. Click Next. Git Credentials Manager Core. New. Yeah, let's go with it. Last, enable file system caching. Go ahead, click Next. We're going to skip this one and install. Now wait for it to install. With the last window, go ahead and uncheck View Release Notes. You're welcome to read it, but I don't want to. Click Finish.